I grew up going to religious education every week since the first grade, and after high school it was like, thank God I'm free. I don't have to do this anymore. So I stepped away from it for a long time. It was Good Friday about 5 years ago, and I'm driving down the New York State Thruway from Rochester to Syracuse, which is probably a 100-mile drive. I'd gone through a really, really ugly divorce. It really affected my kids, and things in my life just weren't working. And I call, in my wisdom, I call out God. I call out the creator of all things and tell him to prove to me he exists. And there was a specific song. I said, I want to hear this song on the radio. And I finished saying the sentence, and the song came on the radio. And at that moment, I just said, okay, I set the parameters. I set them, and you answered, and I'm in. What do you want me to do? Even through that process, after that happened to me, I was still, I wasn't 100% all in. It's hard. It's hard being a Christian. For the most part, through my life, is when you date somebody, that means actually you're having sex with somebody in today's world. And that's pretty much what my life was.
When I first met Michael in person, I was trying to sell my home. And we met for coffee and we started talking. We sat for a couple of hours, actually. And at that point, I found out that he was a Christian, fairly new Christian, a couple of years. So that piqued my interest.
There was a calmness and there was a connection, like almost immediately. And we'd hang out for coffee, and I knew I liked her.
So at the beginning of our dating relationship, there were some fundamental foundations I had to lay down with him. Any kind of physical relations were going to be off the table. And I knew at this point in my life, I did not want to offend God in any way. I did not want to make any mistake. This was really important to me.
After the second or third conversation around that, I realized how important that was to her. It's a precious gift from God. And I'd have been abusing that gift for a long time. There were times where it was very difficult, but we both honored that.
It was difficult. Of course, it was difficult. We'd both been married, we'd had relations with people, we understood that part. But the same part, that was my strength.
And the funny thing is, once I took the sex off the table, I actually got to know her. It wasn't like the end result or the goal that I was striving for. It was like, I want to get to know you. I want to know who you are. And I think we started dating in February, and by October, I'd asked her to marry me.
When it was all said and done, it was absolutely worth it. Let's be honest, no one would have known. We're full-grown adults. We could do whatever we wanted, but we would have known and God would have known. It wasn't easy for him, but he had respect for me, and now I have such great respect for him, and that bond in our marriage is wonderful.